smaller towns and rural areas of Indiana and whatnot, we've been a little slower to get with the local foods movement, but it seems to me like, even places like Muncie, people are finally kind of also getting interested in understanding where their food comes from and learning a little bit more about agriculture, because so many of us, like myself, who grew up in the suburbs, West Lafayette, had no connection to agriculture, had no inkling or care for where my food was coming from, to now I'm involved with food production and trying to educate people about food and agriculture. I think that demand nationally has been growing.
When we moved back here, there was nothing. There was no food culture, there was no access to local food, really nothing at all. And so now, we have some farmers markets. We're working on getting the farmers markets to be a producer-only farmers market. We have a larger number of consumers every year interested in knowing where their food comes from and getting quality food and getting healthier food. Everybody kind of comes at it for different reasons.
Well, we try to source most of our ingredients from local farms. So they're only in season vegetables, fruits, meats come from all the local farms around here. Our dishes, all the cuisine, and it's all based on what we can get at the time.
I think as people just become aware of where some of this food is available locally, they're interested in it. For some people, I guess the price is a challenge, because we raise them. It takes a little bit more management with how we raise them, and we also source non-conventional feed, so that costs us a little bit more right now.
We believe that the fresher the food, the better it is for you, and that's, we practice at home, we want to practice it here, and we want to get everyone away from eating frozen, pre-made food.
So it's one of those key factors in culture and society. Organic food doesn't use pesticides or chemicals in the way that it's grown or produced. So, we get in the rural areas, we have cleaner water, cleaner air. It's better for the farm workers in the area. Producers usually get a higher return for their product. Also serves a strong role in local economies. So if your food system is more centralized, not that you're getting everything locally, but if you're getting a lot more of your food locally, then that's the way things used to be, then it's a trickle-down effect throughout the economy with producers, with processors, with farms, and it can spread out from there to a number of different ways. The nice aesthetic parts of it is that it contributes to quality of life, and that chefs like organic food because it tastes better, it's got more flavor, and then it can create a whole food culture in communities.
There's obviously a lot happening in agriculture and food right now, with more people becoming, not everyone's aware, they may act like it. It's kind of trendy or whatever to be a foodie. I hope that it's more than just a trend. I want people to honestly care and understand food production, and that it's not just, black and white, that there's, it's not just big or small, it's not just conventional organic. There's just so many shades of gray and such a spectrum that exists within agriculture that I think people need to not make assumptions about food, and kind of do your homework. Don't jump to conclusions about how things are really done. But there's a lot of challenges facing agriculture, and so it's going to be interesting to see how things progress in the next, over the next decade, how things kind of play out.
More and more people are getting energized about learning how to grow their own food. We've got 15 to 20 community gardens now in our urban gardening initiative network. So there's gardens popping up every year, new ones every year. With a lot of urban gardening, we're taking over vacant lots and we're turning them into beautiful urban farming oases where we're teaching people how to grow food. We're growing our own food, and it's bringing people together in the community to come to the lot and to the garden and to interact and talk and learn and hang out. But it's also one of the many benefits of urban gardening include exercise, therapy, healthy eating, There's all sorts of things that I think are very beneficial when you incorporate urban gardening and community gardening into a neighborhood or community. We can continue to improve by getting more people on board, getting more neighborhood participation, and I think just letting people know that that there's community gardens that exist in the different neighborhoods throughout Muncie, that people can get involved, learn how to grow their own food, share the harvest, live affordably, and get that exercise and therapy and whatnot from gardening. So getting more people involved is key.
The basic challenges is that we've lost, the huge number of diverse family farms that used to populate the area. And so with losing those farms, we've also lost a lot of the knowledge and infrastructure that goes along with them. So not only have we lost the actual producer on the farm who has a wealth of knowledge, and it's extremely complicated work. So that's a huge challenge, right out of the gate. And then when you talk about competing, which is not necessarily the right word, but trying to spread the growth of organic and sustainability, it grows every year by a lot. So, the general consumer out there that maybe hasn't paid attention to the food movement, they're still looking for that cheap food, and they think of that as a way to save a buck, and they don't really care how it tastes, and they don't care about, or maybe they don't know about what it does to their body, or the ecological implications of it. They're just looking for that cheap hamburger or whatever.
Well, go to your farmer's market, go to places that serve those farmers' food. That supports the restaurant supports the farmers, builds a stronger community.
Whereas we need to be encouraging the best and brightest to come back to rural areas and, develop new businesses. I guess it's entrepreneurship, really. But come back and make it a better community. Don't just think, well, forget it, I'm going on to better things. Come back and make it what you want it to be.